but we need to learn from it. We need to learn the power of black folks. You know, back in the day, in the late 60s and 70s, Stokely Carmichael, he coined the phrase black power. And we love the phrase black power. And we love saying it, black power, because it brought pride in our hearts and it brought fear in the hearts of others. But we really never got it. We never comprehended what that meant. We were just saying it. Too many things. We just embrace the image of it, the optics, and never really get the point. It wasn't about the words, it was about the meaning. There is black power. Black power in voting. There's black power in your money. That bus boycott that Martin Luther King Jr. spearheaded, that was all about money. Okay, sit in the back of the bus. Well, we're not going to ride the bus anymore. 1 year later, as they're going out of business because they were enjoying that black money, or they were sending them black people to the back, black people didn't realize they was going to the back. They didn't realize the power they had. Just like the vote in Georgia, not realize the power that they have. There is black power. There's black voting power. There's black financial power. There's black personal power. Man, for the past 76 days since August 27th, I've been demonstrating on YouTube. I said, okay, I'm going to spend 76 days. Every day I'm going to work out. Just 40 minutes cardio and try to eat kind of right and see what happens. Man, I lost 20 pounds. So every week or so, I'd post a picture after my workout, all sweaty, looking crazy and everything. This many more days left. This many more days left. I just finished it yesterday, November 10th. Just to date this filming of this program. And so what am I getting on the videos on YouTube, you know, on social media? Good job. Way to go. No, that wasn't the point. The point was to demonstrate black power. Now, it's really to demonstrate all people's power, personal power, the power you have. But from a historical perspective up until present, well, up until this particular election, you know, white folks always knew they got power. That's not been an issue. The black folks didn't realize they had power, so why try? And as a black folks, we're sitting around here, man, we are some of the strongest people on this planet. We're the first people on the planet. Strongest people on the planet. Look at us in sports. Look at us in music. Look at us in business. You know, once we get busy, look at us in the military, you know, generals. Look at the Tuskegee Airmen, man. Look at us, the President of the United States and all the other political officers in between, CEOs of companies, all that stuff. We are great. There is black power, but we just haven't realized it. And so I'm just suggesting that we need, if we want to be well, we want to be successful, we really want to be in the process and not just used for optics. Come on, Kamala Harris. I mean, she's cool. I mean, but you know, Biden chose her because he needed the black vote. He needed the female vote. Look, you got a twofer. She's an Indian too, or a threefer, right? So you got these Indians out there. You got all the little brown people and all the people that are non-white. They're all the little girls, especially. You know, not just the girls. Come on, man. I have a daughter. How many dads are there out there that are touched as well that have daughters? Come on. That was a smart move. I said that, you know, around my wife and daughter. They looked at me like I was, you know, they looked at me, you know, kind of rough, you know, because they didn't want to hear that. Oh man, this is and it is a great time for women because you got to use whatever you can to get to where you need to go. But the reality is they chose her because they needed her to attract particular demographics so they can get that vote. And it worked. And I'm not hating them. That's the way the game is played. I mean, you're on a soccer field. You know, you don't put your weakest player, you know, in front of that goal, right? You got to know what you're doing and place the people strategically. So no, that is why Biden chose Kamala Harris. Nothing against Kamala Harris. As a woman, as a black woman, as an Indian American woman, whatever you are, even as a black man or a Latino man or a white man, whatever you are, use your assets, develop your assets. See, Kamala, Indian American, black American, fine. But if she hadn't gone to college, she wouldn't have been there. If she hadn't graduated, gone to law school, she wouldn't have been there. If she hadn't gone and become a prosecutor, she wouldn't have been there. If she hadn't gone in the Senate, she wouldn't have been there. So the bottom line is, yes, she was picked because she was a woman, because she had Indian descent, because she had black descent, and the demographics that needed to be attracted to Biden for their vote. But if she hadn't prepared herself all of her life to improve herself, to build herself up, she would have never been in a place to be chosen. So yeah, she was picked because she's a woman, she's black and Indian and all that stuff. But there are many black and Indian women out there that weren't just picked off the street. She had a talent. She had an ability. Why? Because she recognized who she was. She recognized the power that Kamala had even before she went to college. And it moved her, it motivated her into places of success, into places of prosperity, to the place where she is today. What I'm saying is she has a power, a black power that we all have, but too often it's not being realized. Mine wasn't realized to its fullest extent until Obama became president. I'm like, dang, I got a high school diploma. He's a Harvard graduate. Within 10 years, I had an MBA. Because at that point, I realized the black power that I had, that I had not been exercising, okay? And that's what I'm sharing with you today. Hold on. And what's so important, especially for black, like me, okay? I was 50 years old when I went to college, 60 years old when I graduated with that MBA. What can I do with that? Not much. I've written like 6 ebooks. I'm getting ready to write another one. And I feel real good about myself. I'm a different person. I see my worldview has changed. And I can impart that improvement into the lives of my children. I've been an example to the lives of my children on what black power is and the accomplishments that we can pursue and that we can bring to fruition. Come on, man. When I went to school at age 50, my daughter was 3 years old. My daughter was like 13 years. So from age 3 to age 13, all she saw was me in school. How can she not recognize how important school is? Simply by demonstrating. So in her, the black power that she sees that is within her is greater. See, I was a fan of the Black Panther Party. I was always a fan of Stokely Carmichael when I was a kid, so back in the day. All those brothers I was a fan of, Angela Davis and all that. So I was quoting black power. I had the afro, I had the shades, I had the fist that I would make in shop class that I would put in my back pocket. I mean, I embodied the look of black power. But I didn't get it. I enjoyed the mystique, but I didn't have the substance, okay? So as black parents today, we need to begin imparting into our children the substance. See, as black people, we're cool. We're always cool. Yeah, we got a cool walk, cool talk, cool this, cool that. We're always cool. But that's the optics. There is no power. There is no substance. If our cool is being utilized and demonstrated in a bar while we're smoking a joint, getting all deep, while we're fooling around with somebody that's not our wife or not our husband at all. While we're out and about, we're not raising our kids. While we're having many kids and we're not supporting our kids, or even as women, we're having all these kids who are not being supported. There's no black power. We're the ones, we're responsible for imparting this black power into our children. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And to do that, there is a responsibility that we have to begin to adjust our lives, to begin to look at our lives critically and determine what it is that's preventing us from demonstrating black power in the lives of our children. Okay? Breaking the law is no black power. Having a jail record is no black power. So being addicted to drugs and alcohol is no black power. Being out of shape, diabetes-ridden, heart ailments, high blood pressure, cholesterol, all those issues, those aren't black power. Black power is recognized. What I'm suggesting today as we begin to look at this movie clip, this video that's playing before our lives, begin to examine it carefully and recognize the players, what's going on, their strengths, their weaknesses, and where we can interject ourselves in the equation. To begin to allow black power to begin to manifest. So black power isn't simply an individual, but it's a mindset of the masses of black people in this nation. And a lot of times people take issue with me because I have a lot of white friends, some of my best friends, for real. Because my focus is on black people like that. But what I'm suggesting is the history of black people in this nation allows me to go there, okay? It allows me to go there. Because we have been the oppressed. Black people were slaves. Black people were Jim Crowed. Black people have been victims of racism all the way up until today. And so I'm speaking to the hearts and the minds and the souls of black people to recognize the black power that resides within you. It's like DNA. It's like a genetic, a recessive gene that we have the ability to bring forth. We just have to realize it. We just have to realize those our foibles. We have to realize our weaknesses. And not allow our weaknesses to prevent black power from manifesting in our lives and in this nation. So things are going to work themselves out in the political realm that we've been watching. But when it's all over, don't simply be shouting and celebrating because this side won and that side won. Make sure you learn something from this, so that you might impart some wisdom. Not only embracing the wisdom for yourself and making something more of your life, but imparting that wisdom into your children. And so a lot of people are despaired as I'm closing here. A lot of people, when they see this stuff, they feel despair, they feel negativity, and it's terrible for our nation and all this stuff. Look, it's not a bad thing, because this is allowing you to see what you need to see. It's like in battle, you know. If you notice, like in battle, you know, especially in the days of the kings, you know, they're on their horses, and the knights in the medieval, even today, you know, you don't find the decision makers. I mean, the real decision makers on that battlefield in hand-to-hand combat or bullet-to-bullet combat or whatever. They're sitting up here observing. Because even in the battle, they you know, believe it or not, military, before a war begins and before particular battles, they've already calculated the percentage of men, that their own troops, that are going to die and that are going to be wounded. I mean, they make statistical, you know, educated guesses on how many men they're going to lose before they even go into battle, okay? But sometimes their numbers are wrong. So sometimes they fare better than they thought they were going to fare. Sometimes they fare a lot worse. But they're watching. So they're watching to see the strengths of their enemy. And they're watching to see their weaknesses. And then they base their next battle, their next, you know, statistical, educated guess based on what they observed in the previous battle. And so I'm saying, so as we're watching this stuff unfold, look for the weaknesses. Look for the strengths. Look to see how your black power can benefit you in the next phase. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Because we're here. Your wellness, if your wellness relies on somebody giving you what you don't have, even what you think you're owed, you're going to be waiting another 400 years. Look, let me tell you, and I know this might be kind of controversial what I'm about to say, but you know, I appreciate the white people that have been proclaiming Black Lives Matter, and the white people that have been marching, you know, for Black Lives Matter and all, because Black lives do matter, you know. But to me, they're really not helping. I mean, they're helping in one way, but in the real way, they're not helping. And because their hearts are right, and they're on the right page as far as what is right and what is wrong. But if somebody that has their right is begging to somebody else like them who has their right to go ahead and let me in the club, then once I'm allowed in the club, my rights are still not on the same level as theirs, because I'm only there because they begged to let me in. And anytime they want to change the rules, I'm out. That's why Malcolm X, when he started his new organization, and recognizing that white people were not of the devil and all, that white folks wanted to join his organization. He says, you can't join my organization but you can donate your dollars to it. Because he recognized what I'm telling you here. If it's yours, you need to take it. If it's yours, you need to determine how you're going to appropriate it. You can't be asking someone else who has theirs to beg for you to have yours too, because it cheapens yours when you get it. It's not the same as theirs. So what I'm saying is, I'm giving you away. I'm saying, look at what's happening. Recognize, look at the black people that have made it, like Obama, like Kamala, like so many others in our society. And find your place in that. Okay? That's what black power is. Black power is within you. Recessive. But it's going to be up to you to make it work. How's that?